Just adding to my compost pile. I usually like to set a layer of some kind of paper, cardboard or something, so the stuff I put on the top has a chance to dry out and not create weeds into the compost pile. But really all I did was take fence wire you could get at Home Depot, wrapped it around a chair to make the shape of it. And the purpose, so I can flip this over, shake it at any time. And you kind of see a good bit of some rich, dark, black-brown soil. And that's our compost pile, just taking leaves and weeds from around the yard, throwing it in here. Kitchen scraps, banana peels, eggshells, coffee grounds. Very simple to make your own. Even if you just use the 5-gallon bucket, you kind of create the same process. Just shake it every so often. Excuse me for the noise. Shake it every so often, and you can create your own rich compost for compost teas and to enrich the soil. Normally like kinetic sand. I can manipulate it. Got a little mohawk going, but then breaks apart. So that's outdoor. And basically the same thing will happen in your vermicompost bin. Yeah, you can really just see the vermicompost, the little oval shaped poop things, but you can see the life in there. I think those are fruit flies or something to that extent. Yeah, because there's fruit growing in there. So this is what I mean. It needs to catch up. This is at the bottom, but this needs to catch up. Healthy soil, the straw's in there. Everything's kind of getting broken up. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Oh, move. Y'all up? There y'all are. Now this is an old mound, but you want your mound to heat up to 131 degrees for 3 days. Now it can get hotter and take less time, but you at least need that. It's going to be hotter in the middle, so you're going to need to turn this 2 to 3 times to get everything up to the 131 temperature. And what that does is kill any pests, pathogens, seeds that you don't want. And you can add anything to this. Dandelion, whole leaf material, grass clippings, coffee this morning. We're just going to take our bucket, this is just a rain collection barrel, fill it up with water. I'm using a Home Depot bucket, a Lowe's bucket, anything with a lid that can tightly seal would be adequately fine. If it screws on, even better. One of those like big food storage containers will work fine. We want to put some water in here, then we're going to fill it up with plant material. That's what basically starts to brew. You can use any kitchen scrap you want to, coffee grounds, rotting fruit, just not any meat. If you want to use chicken manure, fish guts, fish trimmings, be my guest. As long as it ferments for about 2 weeks, it'll all be fine. So let's get it started. So this is my Brew Monk botanical water. Pretty much put anything in here. I have squash, I have weeds, I have coffee grounds. And just let this ferment down. I have strawberries, bananas, and some banana, blueberries, tree bark, mostly weeds. And we just want to let this sit for 2 weeks. And that ferments. I took the top off of this bucket because it had very much expanded since yesterday when I started this batch. Threw a little bit of beer in there, almost forgot about that. Kind of get the bacteria going to help break this down. Let it sit for about 2 weeks. I'm going to use very, very small portions of this. 1 to 1,000 directly on the soil. Any plant material, but I used weeds mostly because it was free. This is all low-cost gardening. We want to let this get down until it gets black. This all rots down, all this green material rots back down. Then we're going to take the leftover of this, put it in compost. And this bad boy right here, I would say would be a must for anybody who wants to compost but lives in an apartment or a small space. You can even put this in a room. My forearm is longer than this. I got this on Amazon, 3-part mint. But the first tier you put food in. Your old bills, cardboard, food scraps. Second tier is actually their housing. It's a lot of cardboard bedding and decor. Third tier is where you get the actual vermicompost. Quite a bit. A little bit of wormies. We can take a look at that compost. And there's another screen that collects the earthworm juice at the bottom, and that's what that spout is about. This one back here. Oh yeah, it's a lot of muck. Okay, you can kind of see one worm. We got one worm sticking out, but a lot of muck down here. So I think this is ready to go. And kind of scrape some of this and get some more compost out. And in about 3 months' time, you'll collect this. About the same time it takes 3 months for earthworms to totally reproduce the colony. So, shout out to Big Jim's night crawlers, Big Jim's worms. Got 100 night crawlers, and they will multiply within 3 months. You can scrape everything out the bottom tier. You can take the earthworm juice actually and feed your plants every 2 weeks. That's all the fertilizer it will need. It has been broken down to the point that it's passed through a digestive system. Earthworms, incredibly, once something passes through their digestive system, multiplies in nutritional value by 7 or 8 times, I believe. They pretty much feed any house plant. The juice can be used in the liquid solution that you feed on the soil, and this is good to start off any plant or to recharge any plant you've already used and it's flowered and you want to give it another kickstart and plant something else in it. This would definitely be the way to go. The handy little spout at the bottom makes life easy. I hope this natural, regenerative way helps you out. You're taking what nature already does and replicating it for yourself. It's low cost, good for you, good for the environment, and you're not giving money to suspect products. With a little hard work, the connection between the nutrients in your plants should also be the connection of you towards your plants. The love. The whole food web includes you.